Hello friends, welcome back to day 7. And for day 7, we have stencils. This set brings 4 different stencils of butterflies at different sizes and different style. And working with stencils and watercolor is a challenge. I did some experimentation and I came up with something. So let me show you what I have. The first thing that I'm going to do is that I'm just painting in a very light green my background. I'm gonna wait until it's dry, and once it's dry, using Versa Fine Clear, I am stamping some text, a second-hand stamp, because I don't want this to be too dark. I want this to create texture without creating a distraction. Once it's dry, I'm going to start doing the stencil with watercolor. I picked the largest of the butterfly and I positioned this butterfly in an angle, and I'm going to use the same color green. Well, I'm going to use the same color green, but I'm going to add a little bit of blue just to change the tone a little bit. I'm adding just enough to make it slightly darker, but I'm also adding a little bit of gold to give it a little bit of a shimmer. And to do the stencil, I'm using a clean dabber, and I'm gonna pick the paint. This it was clean and dry. It cannot be too wet, because if it's too wet, the watercolor is gonna spread, and we want just the ink, enough ink to create the marks of the stencils without spreading in there or staying too wet on the top of the paper. I'm also adding a little bit of blue in the corners, and that's my butterfly. I'm very happy with that. Once it's dry, I'm gonna mix a little extra color just so I can do some accents in the corner, and I'm using a different butterfly, just one of the wings, to create the design in there. The other thing that I want to do in here is to do some splatters in the same green, and since I added gold to that mix, I'm gonna do some big splatters in gold. Later on, I'm going to put something in black, so I put some splatters in black as well. I feel like it's missing something on the bottom, so I'm adding a stamp, and I'm using tumbles to color the stamp, and then water, a little bit of water to spread the colors. But I'm also scratching the scribble with my palette with the tumbles, so I can pick the paint from there and then color the design. The design is very simple. So there's a couple of roses in there, and I just give it a little hint of color to the bottom. And this particular stamp is from Art Impressions, and I'm adding also on the bottom, also in the other corner, another flower, just to complete that bottom part in here. And once I have this flower in here, I'm gonna add using the gold a thick border around, and this is just going to create a shadow. Remember, the watercolor is translucent. Unless you put it over and over, you might not get more than just a shadow in there, and that's exactly what I wanted. Now we're about to finish the card. We're going to add the tab. I'm going to add in here the backing and my label in the back. And I'm gonna add a few more things to this because I found the perfect message for this card in here. The message reads, "Those who fly solo have the strongest wings." And once I've add that message, I'm gonna add the little border that I always like to add. And that was one of the reasons why I added some splatters in black, because I was thinking I'm gonna do that border, I wanna bring a little bit of the black. And also the message is actually um, in black. So that border in here is kind of bringing and allowing all that black to be in there. The last thing to do in here is to mount this on the ring, and I hope you like my card, and I'll see you tomorrow on number 8.